What we're going to do is we're going to start out by going through a little stretching routine, get ourselves warmed up a little bit, and then we'll get into the running stuff. So we're going to start up top and work our way down. So we're just going to kind of bring our arms out to the side here. We're going to bring our right ear to our right shoulder. Take a big deep breath in. And then we're going to roll forward and bring our left ear to our left shoulder. Take a deep breath in and out. And on the way out, we're going to go back down to the right. And that's 2. Then we're going to go back to the left. Good. Now with our arms out, we're going to make some circles. We're going to start going forward with little circles here. Kind of little quicker circles, not too fast. I didn't really start counting, but we'll say 7, 8, 9, 10, and then we'll go backwards and do the same thing. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Now we're going to bring our left arm across our body, and we're going to pull. Here we should feel a lot of stretch kind of back behind our shoulder blade, maybe into our tricep a little bit. We're just going to take some deep breaths in and out. Breathing is super important when we stretch. When we're stretching, we really feel a lot of relaxation of the muscle on the exhale. So when you breathe in, just kind of hold. When you exhale, try to pull a little deeper in the stretch. And then we're going to take that arm and reach it up over our heads and drop it down behind and come up with our other arm. Yep, that's the range of motion thing. This is tough, but as much as you can do here, and we want to kind of even bend our side so we can get a good feeling of stretch through our side there too. Good. Now we're going to do the same thing on the right. Pull it across, a few good breaths in. Now, one thing about stretching, we're kind of opening up with stretching. This kind of stretching is not the best thing to do before we're trying to do like performance type activities like running. This stuff is better to do afterwards. So usually when we do our warm-up stuff, we're going to want to do like some moving in place, and I'll just kind of warm up. I'll just move right into it. So we're going to do some high knees here. We're just going to get those knees up, and we're going to want to get just that little hold at the top if you can. Just not even a second, but just kind of exaggerate when it gets to the top. There's a lot of muscles that are inside of our hips, like that we can't even really feel what they're doing, that this does a lot for. Now we're going to do the same thing with straight legs. Now if everybody wants to kind of get their chair to hold on, get behind, kind of behind your chair. We're going to go out to this. We're going to take our legs out to the side. We're going to do 10 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we're going to go to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to come a little bit, now we're going to start picking it up just a little bit, and we're going to go back to our, not super high knees yet, just kind of feeling ourselves bouncing on our toes as much as we can. Get that little bounce, and then we're going to pick our knees up a little bit higher. And then we're going to bring our legs out to the side and do it. This looks pretty funny. It looks funny, but it doesn't feel bad, does it? And then we're going to bring our legs back.
This is called the one-legged man in a butt kicking contest.
Okay, it's a pretty good warm up there. So other things that we can do are that are good. I mean, we might as well do them. Let's do some like hip straddles or like hurdles. A lot of times, and so you can do it on one leg and do 10 of them. You can alternate if that feels better, whatever works. A lot of times I like to walk when I do these. Obviously, that makes balancing on your prosthesis a little bit more challenging, but it also, by moving, it makes the balance a little easier too than when you stand in one place. And then we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to go backwards. All right, and then we're going to kind of take not a super wide, but feet past our shoulders if we can get them there. And what we're going to do is we're going to be going down to the ground. So anybody that's worried about balance, you can sit down in the chair and do the same thing. You just want to get yourself in the seated position, have your heels out in front of you, and we're going to come forward. We're going to go as low as we can to the ground, really protecting our lower backs as we do this. We want to feel the stretch back here through the backs of our legs. We don't want to feel strain and discomfort in our lower back while we do it. We might feel some stretch there. And this is a good one to just kind of hang out here for a little bit. Really focusing on that breath. On the breath in, you kind of hold. On the breath out, let yourself sink a little bit deeper. Let gravity carry you down to the ground. And then we're going to swing over to the right foot and do the same thing. Just keep breathing, kind of chilling here. And then we'll swing over to the left foot. And then we'll go back to the middle for a couple breaths. On the way up, we want to really make sure, if we have to bend our knees first to get our backs in a good solid position, we want to make sure on the way up that we're really supporting our back. Coming up quick, that's a way that you can pop your back out, and we don't want to do that.
Not good.
No. Then the last thing we're going to do is just kind of get our feet and ankles warmed up and ready. So we're going to start by doing toe points. So again, because this will mean balancing on your prosthesis here. So if you need to hold on to something to do that, I mean, to hold here, it's better to hold on to something or sit down to do this so you can really focus on the stretch at your ankle as opposed to trying to balance and even like I'm going to do almost fall down and then not get as good of a stretch. So we're doing points and then we're going to do circles. I'm going to start counterclockwise, I guess. Not for any reason. It doesn't really matter. And then we're going to go back the opposite direction. Good. I'm just going to really quick get my other foot because I do have 2 feet, and so.
Well, even if you're on your prosthetic side, it's good to kind of work those muscles. You should be able to point your toe down and feel that. Everybody feel that? And now you can imagine like work those toes like you're rotating your foot in a circle. It might feel like that, yeah. But what's that?
I always dislike doing that.
So here's the thing, when I run, and like the first year where I really started running a lot, I was feeling like I could tell that my hip was collapsing, and I'm really trying to work my extensors, in my hips and focusing on doing everything, and I thought, why is this? So I talked to a physical therapist, and what I'd found out when I was on the treadmill, I was just going, that if I fired my calf muscle, like I was pushing off of my toes while I was running, all of a sudden my core stabilized. And it was explained to me that you have stabilizers when that, moment happens in your gait that automatically helps stabilize you all the way through. So I fire those muscles when I run. Intentionally, because it helps stabilize my core.
But wouldn't you say that before that you probably were unintentionally doing it some?
Some,
it's
but
happening
when I-
some, but you're doing it with intent now. There's a
But then when
difference,
I'm
right?
losing that control and not understanding why and being able to understand how the body works and all that. So, and to be honest with you, at first it feels funny because you almost feel like you're contracting inside of the socket and like it's going to cramp because you may not have the room, but I'm used to it now. So, I mean, it's something you can try as a technique. Most people usually, though, that I talk to, they kind of continue to do that when they run because it helps them.
And we had to make modifications to your socket at first in order to accommodate that, because it was one of those things where, you know, what he was used to with his everyday leg put a lot of pressure back there, and now you don't use that. Now you don't wear that socket style at all, do you? Now it's all open back in the back. But I mean, it was a lot of pressure back there, and as he would run, it would just become a problem, right? And so we had to really make sure that it's well channeled and all those things so that he could push through.